Knicks fans? It's your boy. And you are now tuned into another episode of OU and Knicks podcast. Well, folks, we're going to get into today about the Cleveland Cavaliers. But before I do that, I want to introduce my gracious co-host, Miss Sue Lee, who's rocking right here on the mic with me. Pause. But yeah, we're here. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. We also got my daughter in the building, but even though you guys can't see her right now, she's going to be very, very quiet so we could get this thing done for you guys. But let's get into it. We seen a fight tonight. We seen the Knicks go for all. We seen them try to beat a underhanded Cleveland Cavaliers, but it went for nothing. We seen the Elfrid Payton show. We seen the Reggie Bullock crap. But one of the first things that I do want to get in with you guys is R.J. Barrett. And even though he only had 20 points in this game, I still see a man who's breaking out and who's getting better each game. And I seen something in R.J. Barrett tonight that I could honestly say that I haven't really seen from him all this season. And that was that killer instinct. He looked like a man possessed driving to the paint. And even got a three-pointer in. But I have to say this. When R.J. Barrett takes control and moves at his own pace, he is something to behold. And I love that his free throws are getting up. But this kid is amazing. What do you think about that, Miss Lee?
Well, from what I've seen, because I've only was able to see the second half of the game. I can't comment on the first half of the game. So the second half, I really didn't see him do much. It wasn't really, the ball wasn't really in his courts for the second half. But and to comment on what you said about him playing at his own pace, this ain't the time to be playing at your own pace. You have to move and let the ball let the game come to you. That's what they say. Let the game come to you.
Right.
But you can't play at your own pace. That will be slowing down the whole offense of the game.
So you're saying that R.J. Barrett slows the offense?
They all can slow the doggone offense, if you want to put it like that.
See, I got to disagree with you right there. Because I see a lot of people try to say that, like, R.J. Barrett moves at a slower pace. If you've ever sat there and watched R.J. Barrett, especially when he's in, the lineup with Immanuel Quickley and Kevin Knox and Austin Rivers and those guys, he moves at a pace like he wants to push the ball. The only time that you really see R.J. Barrett hold on to the ball is when Elfrid Payton and Julius Randle is in the picture, being they in the game. And R.J. Barrett slows up to give Julius Randle the ball. Why? Because when Julius Randle is in the starting lineup, you want to run the ball through him. This is one of the main reasons that I see with this starting five, why they slow the pace, because they try to get into a set offense, and R.J. Barrett is just following suit along with Elfrid Payton. What needs to happen is that we need Elfrid Payton to be taken out of that starting lineup and insert Immanuel Quickley, because when you insert Immanuel Quickley, the offense is not going to say like he's some bona fide superstar or he is not capable of making mistakes. But when he's in the starting lineup, if he was to be in the starting lineup, you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going to move that pace and he's not going to hold the ball and run to the corner to get trapped like Elfrid Payton does.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, everyone have to move that ball, regardless of the fact of who you're playing with. If they know you play a certain way and you're supposed to be the go-to person, they should play at your pace. Don't constantly keep slowing down the game when y'all know, especially when y'all can run. When y'all know y'all can run and y'all can move, and you know that your teammate does that, you shouldn't have to wait for the second point guard to come out and then having your teammate running and then you come back and you slowing up the game.
I agree. I
That
definitely agree.
like makes no sense. That's like you're tiring them out, then you're letting them rest. Then you're gonna have them going all over again. Then you have them rest. That's
not
like,
even that. It's just you make them lose
that
their
momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
That
The
momentum will
that
be
they
gone.
got.
You have to constantly push. I get, when I see the games, I'm like, you're up, quickly come in, he brings you guys back up. Then he goes out. What happened? Now y'all trailing. Then he comes back in. He gives y'all that momentum again. It's like, why is it that he has to come in and push y'all to be the best Knick that y'all need to be?
Because the thing about what Elfrid Payton is, let me just say this. He's the type of point guard that he likes to run set plays. He doesn't like...
It ain't working.
I understand that. But you can't take... That's like, okay, let's say you got something about you that you've been doing all the years of your life, and you're set on doing that. It's going to take a lot to get you out of that zone and to make you play different. And by him being the typical follow the direction point guard, as in a set play, you will always get him stopping the ball. So there's no changing his form of strategy no matter when he's going to be in the game. Your only hope is that he can have the IQ enough to be able to pass the ball to the adequate player so they can make a quick play. You get what I'm saying? And that's a valid argument of why Immanuel Quickley needs to be in the starting line, because what? He pushes the offense. Listen, guys, let me read off Immanuel Quickley's stat. He played 28 minutes. He was 9 for 17 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 23 points. And look at Elfrid Payton. Yeah, he played 8 minutes shorter, and he might have been 4 for 7, 0 for 1 from the three-point range, but he was only 3 rebounds, 0 assists, and only accumulated 9 points. He cannot stretch the floor, so the defense is not scared of him. So anytime that Elfrid Payton is in that starting lineup or the starting bench lineup, they're going to run the zone because they know for a fact he can't shoot. So, I mean, what's the reason of him even being on this team? I consider Elfrid Payton the third string point guard on our team, behind Immanuel Quickley and maybe Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr. You get your pick, because both of them can actually shoot better than Elfrid Payton can. Both of those players, i.e. Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr., can score more efficiently than Elfrid Payton can. They can't pass better than him. You maybe have Frank with his defense, but as far as scoring, both of them are the scorers, and he's just a passer.
I can agree with that. I can. But I feel like tonight when I saw the game, and anytime, like lately, anytime Peyton come back on the court, it looks like he has an attitude.
Maybe.
Like he's just mad. Like I don't understand how long he been in the league.
I think Elfrid Payton been in the league. Maybe it's either between 6, maybe 7, give or take.
Let's just say
years.
6 to 8.
Yeah, 6 to 8 years.
6 to 8 years. And your play hasn't developed yet. Whatsoever. You haven't had the opportunity to read the court yet, to find your teammates quickly, rather than you holding the ball. Like, it is not that hard. The minute you get the ball from the backcourt, already you making plays before you cross over. Anybody can see that. Anybody should be able to see that. But you want to hold the ball till like 5 seconds on the clock and expect your teammates to do something with that.
And I want you guys to hashtag this. Hashtag this if you feel that Immanuel Quickley should be in the starting lineup over Elfrid Payton. I want you to comment under this video. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit that notification button because we upload weekly. So I want you guys to give me your thought. I want you to let me know whether or not you feel that Immanuel Quickley has shown enough to us and the coaches stating that he deserves to be in that starting lineup. Again, let me read off his stats to you guys. He finished with 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 9 for 17 overall, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. He played 28 minutes. Now, is that good enough for you? Because to me, that's good enough. That lets me know right now that he has the drive and he has the ability to not only score but to draw fouls, to get the offense started, to be able to create on fast breaks, which we've seen him do. This is what I've seen from Immanuel Quickley. And I'm not saying that Elfrid Payton is not an adequate point guard. I'm just saying he's not the right point guard for the Knicks. He's not the typical point guard that Tom Thibodeau really wants. Tom Thibodeau wants a point guard who is able to score, can shoot, proficient, can drive to the basket, can create a foul against the opponent. Those are the qualities that we saw with Tom Thibodeau, i.e. Derrick Rose. And Immanuel Quickley shoots better than Derrick Rose. I wouldn't say that he's faster than Derrick Rose.
And you have to find your teammates at all times.
Yes,
that's
true.
You have to find your teammates. You have to get your teammates involved. You have to be able to read the floor. You have to. And, move the ball. And I like that, they all have their qualities. Some more stronger in the paint than others. They can finish at the rim and draw that, that contact foul. But I see all of them have to do better as a team. They got to come together as a team and be able to work with one another, regardless if it may not be your favorite player on the floor. Y'all have to come together as a team and be determined and say, we gonna get this done.
It's funny that you say that because I was watching. I don't know whether it was I don't know exactly what time it was during the game, but it was when Kevin Knox was in the game. And Elfrid Payton got in over quickly. And you could see the look on Knox's face like, why is this dude in here? He's slowing us down. He really didn't even want to give Elfrid Payton the ball. He took the ball up himself like, dude, get up out of here, bro. You slowing down the game. This kid is a walking, he's an actual turtle who plays basketball. That's what I see when I look at Elfrid Payton, a turtle who plays basketball. And those two things don't mix. When you have a point guard who slows your pace and doesn't enable you to get fast breaks, he is a hindrance. Because what's one of the things that we know that the Knicks can do? They can run the court. They are all young, Elfrid Payton included. So why are you acting like you 33 years old and unable to want to? You acting like you older than Carmelo. I done seen Carmelo push the ball up faster than you. And he's a small forward and older. So, I mean, what's the issue? But we're not going to stay up here on Elfrid Payton for this whole podcast because it was more people in that game than him. And one of the things that I have to say to my Knicks is you guys need to lock down on your three-point defense. That kid, Oldman, whatever his name is, he was lighting you up. And at a critical time in the game, you let Damian Dotson, who we all know is lights out, dominate you. Knicks need to be more strong on their three-point defense. I think that Tom Tibb needs to draw up specific plays to stop three-pointers because constantly throughout all of our games, I noticed that the majority of our players leave three-point shooters open, especially from the side. It's you're not going to be able to get it done if you continue to let people shoot open threes. And at the beginning of the season, we seen you guys be great at this.
Right. Y'all were locking dudes down from the three-point line. Y'all defense was tight the whole way through. But now it was, I don't know. Maybe I think they see that the potential that they have, that they can actually make it to the playoffs. And y'all already getting scared.
Maybe they see that they can't make it to the playoffs.
No, they can. Because y'all were doing so good. Y'all had a great season starting off. Now, all of a sudden, you stop playing defense. You letting players do whatever they want to y'all.
Laughing at you.
Like, don't y'all get tired of being laughed at? I get tired of seeing y'all getting laughed at, and I'm not even a Knicks fan. But I love to see y'all game. I have to support. But it doesn't make no sense that y'all started off so good. Y'all were doing great, and then all of a sudden you let teams that y'all should be beating come in and just laugh at y'all.
Let me give you guys this good stat right here. At the beginning of the season, the Knicks were holding teams to 102 points per game. That was top 3 in the NBA. Through these last stretch of our games, the Knicks are averaging letting teams score 110 or better. That is humiliating. That is terrible. It's uncalled for you to start the season off in such a cohesion, in such a defense intensity, in such a defensive statement, and you lose all that intensity. I just don't get it. And I don't know what's going on with RJ Barrett in that department, but RJ Barrett needs to step up on defense. Reggie Bullock needs to step up on defense.
I don't even know why he even out there.
I truly, you see, last episode, I strictly said Kevin Knox needs to start over Reggie Bullock because he is not going to get it done. He's too small for every small forward that he's guarding. He's too small for them. And you can't put RJ Barrett on them because RJ Barrett is too slow. So you need a quicker and taller small forward to be able to guard them. That player is Knox. That's why you know how we be saying all the time, like, I don't understand how the coaches don't see this. I mean, it's like right there in your face.
I don't know what they be looking at. I understand some players have more years than other players, but you have to play your young dudes. How can you develop them if you don't play them? I don't understand. If I was a coach and I see that you're not producing for me the way I want you to produce, you getting off my court. I'm sorry. Somebody else is going to take that place.
And excuse me, guys, because I kind of blundered a stat. Even though it's true for what I was saying with them not defending the three, but those was in past games. But as far as this game, they did hold the Cleveland Cavaliers to 33% from the three-point line. So we definitely have to give them props on that. Even though at critical moments in the game, Damian Dotson and I think his name is Ullman, I believe his name is. He and Damian Dotson went off from three-point lane, which they shouldn't have done because the Knicks started the fourth with the 4-point lead. There's no way with the players being in there that we should have relinquished that lead to them. It was because of defense, because they wasn't the defense intensity was lackluster and they wasn't focusing on keeping shooters from the three-point line. Now, Miss Lee is trying to show me something. What you trying to show me?
His name is Osman.
Yeah, it's something. I think it's Kelly Osman. There's no reason he should have been. Listen, when you come into, it's Keddy, CD. I thought it was Keddy or Kelly, but regardless of the fact, there's no reason he's the best three-point shooter besides Damian Dotson, and they're both on the floor. There's no reason you guys shouldn't be stopping you. And I love the defense intensity that they did on Drummond. I think that they should have stuck with that scheme more because they was preventing him from getting off good passes. Every pass that he was making was either off the mark. You remember he turned over the ball or he got it stolen. When they was two-man D'ing him, when they was double teaming him, it was awesome. I don't know why Tom Thibodeau didn't stick with that type of scheme, but instead he wanted them to play face up again and get hit on screens and leave three-point shooters open as the Knicks always do. And Reggie Bullock needs to go. There's no reason why this kid should be on the court. He's not producing, and he's not a great defender. No matter what you say, I see him blunder defense plays all the time. And when he doesn't blunder them, he's fouling the other player. He needs to be on the bench. I see more potential in bringing Obi Toppin and putting him in his place than having that boy out there.
I can agree with that.
So let me know, what do you think? What do you think the future really holds for the Knicks this season?
Far as what?
Anything. I mean, playoffs, draft.
I think this year, to be honest with you, they're capable of making it to the playoffs. I see that. As long as the coach is willing to put the right people in that starting five. but still have firepower coming off the bench as well.
But I believe they could do that, especially if you move Immanuel Quickley to that starting
Right,
lineup.
that's what I'm saying. He has, as a coach, you have to see what's worked best for your team. Stop thinking because, oh, this person been here longer, they know the no. If you see that these players come out and do what they need to do for your team, why wouldn't you move them? But I think he looking at it too. Okay, if I put Quickly in the starting lineup, who am I gonna have coming off the bench that can really give that firepower with this? You know what I'm saying? If some of the starting lineup,
Austin Rivers. That's who you have
I
coming
haven't
off.
seen much from Rivers yet.
I've seen enough from Rivers to believe in him in clutch time moments. And not only that, I could see him leading our second unit.
So who will be on the second unit with him?
It would have to be him, Obi Toppin. I would say, since you have to put him in there, Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock and Nerlens Noel. That's a capable second unit to be able to get it done.
So
I
what
truly
happened?
believe.
So what happened to Frank and Dotson? Not Dotson. Dennis Smith Jr. and
I mean,
Frank
it's
Ntilikina.
apparent at this point in time that Tom Thibodeau is not focused on using them.
Don't forget. We also got Gibson. Don't forget Gibson is in the house now.
But Gibson established his role when he came here. He already said that he's here to help the guys out. He's here to work out with the guys. He never said nothing about coming out and playing except for when he's needed. So Gibson's role is not to be here to be anywhere on the starting or second unit. He's here to galvanize the troops and get everybody going and give them good hard practices when you're not playing games. That's what Gibson is here for. Now, the only question that I would have for anything is Alex Burke. Would Tibbs consider moving him to the starting lineup and then still having Kevin Knox coming off the bench? Because if he can do that and Alex Burke can come in and, live up to the expectations that he had before he got injured, I truly believe that I could live with Kevin Knox coming off the bench.
Okay, so when is Burke supposed to be back?
Well, nobody really knows right now. I mean,
I don't even see him on the roster
because he's walking around with a boot, so he's not even traveling with us.
I don't even buy that.
Yeah, I've never bought it either, but we have to live with the information that they give us at this time. So, like I was saying, if Alex Burke can come back and be the player that he was, not even scoring 20 points a game like he was doing, but at least put up, let's say, maybe 15 points a game and be that threat that we know he could be from 3-point, and that opens up our offense, I can live with him being on that starting lineup. As far as Elfrid Payton, he needs to get off of the starting lineup. He slows down the pace. The ball never moves. Julius Randle can move the pace faster than Elfrid Payton. If you're going to mainly use Julius Randle as your primary ball handler, what is the need for Elfrid Payton? You might as well get a point guard that's going to be a shooter, because you're already using Julius Randle as your primary ball handler.
And that's like a LeBron.
Exactly. Why do you think LeBron brings the ball up? And Dennis Schroeder or whoever was in that position at that time, even before Dennis Schroeder, what do? They bring it up sometimes, but the majority of the time, LeBron James is the one who's bringing it up.
Right. And in this day and time, listen, you have to adjust to the game. You have to adjust. The game is changing. The game ain't the same like it used to be no more.
And if your primary ball handler just happens to be your power forward, live with it and put nothing but shooters around him. Because what does a power forward do? They drive to the paint. And what can he do? Drive to the paint and dish it out. Even though last year we seen him make blunder mistakes, but we can all sit up here and agree as Knicks fans that Julius Randle has definitely improved on his awareness and his passing. So if we can use him as the primary ball handler and still, put a shooter as in Quickly on that starting lineup to go around Randall, what do you have? You have a team who you could never play the zone against. You can never play the zone because they have shooters. That will in turn open up the floor for RJ Barrett. If you have Kevin Knox, who's another shooter, or Alex Burke, who's another shooter, and they're spacing that floor, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, who also can shoot at some times, they can space the floor more, and they could be able to do the things they do because they always have a shooter in each corner who's ready to go off at any time.
Right, and somebody, as always, have to be willing to draw that defense, draw that all that everybody else to them, and Randall's good at that. He draw the defense to him all the time, and guess what that do? That leaves the other teammates open for him to just dish the ball out. Before he'll go to that paint, double team come, he still be trying to go up, and guess what? His shot get blocked. He looking for a foul, they'll never call it.
Right.
And now he done learned, like, yo, when that defense come, when they try to do that double team, triple team, what he do? He find a teammate, and that leaves everyone else open to get that open shot.
And let me jump in right here because I also got to give you guys Julius Randle's full stats. He finished with 28 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He was 11 of 20 from the field and 2 of 4 from three-point range. The kid was balling. So you have that primary ball handler. Elfrid Payton didn't even come out with an assist. Quickly had more assists than Elfrid Payton. RJ Barrett had more assists than Elfrid Payton. He is useless to our team. The mainly being that he cannot shoot the ball. It's countless times that we've seen this kid run up in the paint and miss point blank range, and you seen Quickly come in and hit the same shot.
Even Topping had 2 assists.
Right. But I mean, I don't want to make this the, spill how you feel about Elfrid Payton.
Yes, it is.
I really don't want to make it that. But it gets to me that Tom Thibodeau is still relying on him.
Yeah, Tom Thibodeau need to change his tactics.
But before we wrap everything up, what are your predictions for the next game? The Knicks, we playing the Celtics. Be honest.
The Celtics?
Yeah.
Will they have all their teammates?
I'm not sure. As far as right now, I'm pretty sure maybe because we played them Sunday, so I'm pretty sure that Jaylen Brown will be playing, but I'm not so sure about Tatum. I'm not sure about Tatum playing.
They played today and they won their game.
Yeah, but that's because if Jason Tatum doesn't play, I believe that the Knicks I believe the Knicks have a definite chance of winning that game. If they can go into that game with the same idea that they had today with Tom Thibodeau, having Immanuel Quickley run the offense and Julius Randle run the offense, I believe that the Knicks will win the majority of their games because that lineup of Immanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, that is a death squad. They are, and if you sub in either RJ Barrett or Kevin Knox for Austin Rivers, you still coming away with a death squad. And I just feel that with that lineup right there, them boys can be special.
But I feel like with any lineup, the Knicks are capable of
Not
winning.
Payton.
Listen, regardless if Payton there or not, they are still capable of winning. Because I've seen first half quarter games where the Knicks be up, and by the time they come back, it's like, where did the momentum go? Because they are so
It went with Payton.
They are so capable of just winning they game. I get so tired of still seeing them trailing. Like, why are you trailing when you up? Like, what? I don't know.
Right. So, I mean, before we wrap things up, what's your prediction? Do you believe that, winner W or L? What'd you say?
I would like to see them win their next game.
I'm not asking you what you would like to see. I'm asking you, will they win or will they lose? You can include a stipulation as far as with Jason Tatum being there or not.
If Tatum is there, they'll lose. If Tatum is not there, they'll win.
I agree. I'm pretty much on the same page right now with that. I believe if Jason Tatum is playing, I believe that the Knicks have a greater chance of losing that game. And I believe if Jason Tatum is not playing, I believe that because we have Julius Randle, he would neutralize anything that Jaylen Brown brings to us. And if we could get our other players going, then we have a guaranteed win. I believe personally, even if Jason Tatum was playing and the Knicks were just hitting on all cylinders, let's not sit up here and act like Knicks don't have people who have nights where everybody's scoring, even Elfrid Payton. But I believe if, let's say, Alec Burke gets back, which we know he won't get back, but if that miracle was to happen, I believe that even with Jason Tatum, the Knicks will have a chance to beat, even with or without Alex Burke.
Yeah, and they have to play defense. The only way you can conquer a team, you have to play defense. You have to shut them down. Once you play constant defense on teams, they shot won't hardly be there. You have to defend them. They'll do more passing than they'll do trying to post up and make a shot. If they see, oh, you got, and then what they'll do, a lot of them, especially with Tatum, they like to drive to that paint, and guess what they do? They end up losing that ball. You have to defend them. You can't just have them lingering on the outside because they are full of shooters. They have guys that can shoot on any side of the court. And you have to stop Marcus Smart because he, after a while, will be like, enough of this.
But that's another person that I'm not even sure is even going to be playing.
Oh, he's available.
Oh, he's available?
He's available.
Did it say that?
He's on there because he played tonight.
Oh, so yeah, that's another guy that you definitely will have
Marcus
to stop.
Smart can go off on you in a hurry.
Yeah.
So you have to shut these players down. Knicks. If y'all listen, I know y'all listen to everything we all say on social media. I don't be on Twitter like that, but I hear the stories. Listen, you have to play defense. Defense. I love it when you guys play defense because the teams, they don't know what to do with y'all. When y'all play defense, they don't know what to do. You have them lost. You have to play defense. I want to see you guys in the playoffs. I really do.
I do too.
I want to see you guys in the playoffs. I have faith and confidence that y'all can do it. The next time we do this, I want to say, oh my God, the Knicks pull out a win. And I wouldn't have much negativity to say.
As long as we don't beat Portland.
Listen, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know. Portland looking kind of shaky right now, especially with that Nurkic injury. I mean, they're gonna have to get somebody that's from. They're gonna have to do something.
Listen, they gonna bounce back.
I think that they're gonna end up trading for Andre Drummond. I think he's a big man that can really help Damian Lillard and especially Carmelo and CJ McCollum. I don't believe that necessarily that Cleveland would even want CJ McCollum because they full of guards already.
Y'all, you know what? I got a question. This is for me. I want y'all opinion on this. I want to know whether or not they should break up Portland.
I'll tell you my opinion. Yes.
I ain't asking you. I want the fans because I want to know. I have my take on what they should do, but I want to hear you guys' take.
And don't think that we're not going to be discussing other teams, even though we are a Knicks podcast. We still enjoy other teams. We still enjoy the NBA as a whole, even when the Knicks are not playing good and when the Knicks are playing good. I still enjoy to watch other teams as well. I'm not just like, oh, it's, I watch only the Knicks. I don't care about other teams either. I do watch their games. I do have players that, that I'm a fan of. So don't think that we just going to be always talking about the Knicks. But as far as my opinion goes, when it goes to Portland, they need to split up that entire group. I believe that the 2K curse can happen and we could get Damian Lillard to New York, even though we got Immanuel Quickley, so we might not even need him anyway.
I don't know. If y'all get Lillard, I think I'm going to try to make it to every Knicks game. I think I'm going to be in New York every weekend.
Right. But, we're not going to hold you guys too much. We gave you guys, what's allowed for us. But I just make sure that you, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that notification buttons. Make sure that you subscribe to us. Make sure that you also subscribe.
Leave your comments.
And yeah, please leave your comments. All comments are appreciated, whether they're good or bad. Whether you saying that I sound like a horse, like I sound like Mr. Ed or something, or you saying that she sound like a dude. Who cares? I don't care.
I sound sexy. Thank you.
But what I want to say is, make sure that you also subscribe on Twitter at OU a Knick fan page, and make sure that you just check us out every week because we're going to be bringing up new videos and new topics for you guys. And if you got any topics that you want us to talk about, make sure that you leave a comment under that section, under this video, and let us know what you want us to talk about.
Thank you, guys.
Until next time, you already know.
I'm just scratching the surface.